everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. I am Josh, and with me is Joe.
Hey, man.
And back from his wellness suspension is Jimmy.
Hey.
And we have a random fourth member today.
Long-time listener.
Long-time
First-time
listener.
caller.
Best friend of the show, Mark.
Hi.
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Mark flew a long way here. He decided, you know what? I live in New York, but I want to be on this podcast. And that's the specific reason why he flew to Minnesota today.
That's the kind of commitment it takes to be
Could
on a
have
show
used
like
you
this.
last week.
Yeah? what did you watch last week?
I know
Mark got the dates wrong.
it was
The schedules are mixed up.
it was just me and Joe last week, and we watched the 42nd most racist show in America.
The 42nd most?
Yeah. It's a
Why-
scientific
That's probably
study.
still pretty racist, though, yeah.
I mean, it made both of us
gotta
go, that wasn't a necessary joke. You didn't need to do that.
There's a lot of gasping. I'm like, oh my God, they did that on a TV show.
Was it from like the 90s or earlier?
No, 2008.
Yeah. It was the guys that made
Yeah.
Just Shoot Me.
Yeah, listen to the
What
pod.
show?
Aliens in America.
I have not heard of that show.
It's neither had we
I
told
watched
them.
no
Just
one
Shoot
has.
Me.
Well, yeah, I mean, who did
Yeah.
watch?
I watched a lot of Just
Click the
Shoot Me.
link in the description in the bottom to go to the Aliens in America episode.
But that's not what we're doing today.
What are we doing?
I don't know, Joe. What are we doing?
Welcome to Monday Night Raw.
Wait, what?
Wait, what are we?
No.
We are going to be wrestling.
I'm not going to watch another one of these with you, Joe.
First and last.
Just locked in for
First and
4
last
hours.
is now a wrestling podcast. We're just
Just
changing
the world just needs another wrestling podcast.
90-degree turn right there. Wrestling podcast. That's not what we're doing. I don't know why you said that. We're watching Friday Night Lights.
It's got the same
Yeah.
cadence.
Friday
Night Raw.
Lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because
Well,
it's football season.
It's football season here in America.
Yeah.
Gridiron, as they call it down under.
What's your favorite thing about football?
In Australia?
Yeah. What?
I mean, don't they call it that? That's like a thing that everybody says.
Yeah, but they I think they really refer.
They call the sport gridiron?
I think, well, they either call it American football or they also call it gridiron.
Okay.
I don't think
because
that's what
they,
people
like
call
the
a
rest of the
sport.
world,
Because
call soccer football.
Americans commonly call the field the gridiron.
Right. It's not the name of the sport.
I think Josh is confused.
But maybe in Australia, I mean, I don't know. I've not been.
Maybe
I'll
I
look
don't
at
know
it.
They go,
anything
hey,
about
gridiron.
it.
Gridiron is on.
I'm
Let's
gonna
watch some gridiron.
Turn on some gridiron. That sounds like a lot.
That sounds like they're going to go just grill some
Yeah,
meat.
it sounds like they're making pancakes. Like, we'll go turn on the gridiron.
Ooh.
That sounds delicious.
Someone just forgot
You
the
want
word
to watch a
griddle.
DVD?
I like
Maybe
that
the-
hat, mate.
Let's go to Outback. Mate.
Maybe the dingo ate your baby.
Y'all just gonna do this one in your Australian accents.
It's the rest of the show, Mark. We're not gonna watch the. We're not gonna watch the show.
It's just so we don't have to talk about football.
But before we keep talking about Australia,
Mm-hmm.
Joe, how does this podcast work for maybe our new listeners, but also for Mark?
I know essentially
I'm
how
Mark.
it works.
We watched the first and last episode of a TV show. It's only the exciting parts. It's like watching like NFL Red Zone. It's great.
So Gridiron Australia is like the name of the American Football League in Australia.
Oh, so
Okay.
like the NFL is called Gridiron there,
The Australian Gridiron League.
AGL.
the AGL.
Okay.
Cool. Hey, we know.
I think Joe is vindicated.
I am selfish. I am wrong.
God,
I'm
Oh,
I
no.
knew we were gonna do that.
Oh no.
Well, I hope no one got that joke.
It's a weird crossover between the
Indeed.
people who love football and Friday Night Lights and know what that reference was.
Well, so the only thing I know about Friday Night Lights is that it's about football, and I've seen Varsity Blues.
Yeah. But you haven't seen Remember the Titans?
That's a very different.
I maybe
Movie.
seen a little bit of it. I mean, like
Yeah.
Denzel's in that, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
But I don't know if that means I've seen it or I
And
just
Hayden
know that
Panettiere.
Denzel's in it. You know?
Very different films. Also, this show was a film first with Thornton.
Billy
What's his name?
Bob?
Yeah,
Billy Bob Thornton. Is he the coach?
I assume he was the coach. Haven't seen it.
How
He's
did
like
you
the
think
quarterback.
of Thornton, but you couldn't think of Billy Bob.
He's got a point.
Much more commonly
I don't
referred to
know.
as Billy Bob than Thornton.
Jimmy knows a lot of Billy Bobs though,
wanted
so
to
he
call
wanted to
You can't keep
distinguish
his
him.
Billy Bob straight
Yeah.
at this point.
I wanna do a thing where I wanna remember. So it's football season, and therefore everyone's also playing fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe, you're in a league, right?
Everyone
in
in
there.
this room.
All of us in this
Full on
league.
in
In
there.
All-
our league.
I haven't played him yet. I
We
haven't
are
played him
all
this
in a
year.
league.
So I
I'm
forgot.
playing Josh. I'm playing Joe this week.
I'm playing
Tight.
Josh this week.
No
Oh,
way.
This is the two
We are
two
going
matchups.
to-
Cool.
Wow, this week, two of us in this room are gonna get killed by
This
the
is
other
some
two.
sort of divine
Awesome.
providence.
I don't have the app on my phone yet.
These two.
Wow, we're weeks.
That
We're weeks
bodes
into
well
fantasy
for
football.
me.
I actually
Blake
didn't get the app
Bortles
on my phone all last season. I just only did it on the computer,
Managed it from a
and it was
computer.
fine.
But
What were you getting at?
But my thing about fantasy football, and we're doing a football show, and that Mark's here, that makes me smile a little bit, is I remember the very first year we did fantasy football. Mark joined, and he had not really watched anything about football or really knew anything about football.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe when Mark drafted, he just drafted people with funny names in
Yeah.
NFL.
That is true.
I think
And
my
did fairly well.
I think my first couple of rounds I tried to get players who were actually like rated highly, but that was back when we were doing it on like paper,
Was
or
it-
we had a little
didn't
we had like a
play-
whiteboard that we were doing the draft on, right?
That's right.
That we were doing it old school then.
We did it
weren't,
actually physically live.
Al
not
Gore hadn't
on the internet.
Al Gore hadn't made the internet
A
yet.
couple people Skyped in.
So there was no auto draft for me. I just had to actually pick from a list of names of football players.
Should go
Right.
back to that.
So I just I just picked either they had funny names or cool sounding names,
Oh man.
and I did okay.
Yeah, you actually did pretty good. I just remember every time I see a football player with a funny name, I'm like, what if Mark drafted that guy this year?
I haven't followed that strategy
Like-
recently.
Ha ha, Clinton Dix.
If I could draft
That's a funny name.
defensive player for the Packers,
Yeah.
well, I still wouldn't because I don't want to draft Packers, but
Strict no Packers rule.
separate issue. I think I maybe drafted one of them. I don't remember who it was. Oh, I drafted Ty Montgomery, but then I already dropped him. I drafted him before the season started.
Just to drop him, you just wanted to be the person
him
to
up
break
and
his
just-
heart.
I wanted to get rid of that Packer. Has anyone seen this show?
I've seen the first couple episodes, because I was on like a coach bus, like on a long trip that somebody had this season, just put it in. But then I just like fell asleep.
I've seen a couple in the middle somewhere, just because like friends had it on, like, and someone got murdered. I think
Oh man.
Spoiler.
like someone was trying to rape someone, and then they like murdered him. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
imagine like coming to a TV show just
That's
like
already-
at that point in the show.
Yeah. That's already a lot more drama than I anticipated.
I thought this was about football.
Yeah, you would think.
You ever seen this bad boy, Mark?
I've not. I know nothing about this show at all.
Excellent.
I guessed when Jimmy mentioned it to me that it was about football. It just sounds like it is.
Yeah, it sounds football.
Yeah,
But
Is
that's
it's a
I
great
have
name.
No
Friday
knowledge
Night
of it.
Lights.
And was this HBO or not?
No, it's NBC.
No.
It was NBC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the
Same difference.
Was there a football show on HBO?
I mean, there's
Yeah.
like
I don't think so.
there's like.
you thinking of Game of Thrones?
Am I thinking the new rock show Ballers?
Are you thinking of Hard
Yeah.
Knocks? Every year, like the worst team in NFL, like goes through the
They had
Hard
just have
Knocks
cameras.
show.
Yeah.
Is that Snoop
It's
Dogg
like they
show?
make a drama thing of it.
I didn't know the Browns were on a show every year.
They did the Browns one year. Yeah.
They were on it once.
They've done like the
I think
Browns,
it's
like the
Cardinals
Jets,
or
and like
God, the
Yeah.
Cardinals can't catch a break.
Who wants to take a crack at what's going to happen in this first episode?
I bet you get introduced to a lot of characters and there's a lot of like football archetypes. There's just like you're like Studley quarterback and like a running back who's being like highly recruited for colleges and like a dumb linebacker or something. Like I don't know.
I'm imagining high school football. Is that the
Yeah.
the setting?
I'm assuming it's like high school football, probably located in Texas,
Yeah,
or
like in the South where they take it really
yeah,
seriously.
like
Yeah.
where they really
Way
care.
too seriously. Probably Alabama, right?
I think
No,
the,
I think it's Texas.
I think the opening
Alright.
I think
Alright,
the
fine.
opening scene is on the football field, the gridiron, if you will.
as they call it in
As they
Australia.
call it in Australia.
I will not.
It's on there, and it's like a hut hike, and then it is a touchdown throw. and that is the
Like-
opening scene.
Like a game
yeah,
already?
yeah.
I think it opens on a game of football.
Yeah, it's gonna show us that this show's about football by playing football in the opening scene.
I think there will be football. I don't think opening scene.
The guy scores a touchdown and he just yells, "Friday Night Lights!"
Billy Bob Thornton walks by.
I
in the
wouldn't-
background.
And then Ron Howard goes, "Hey, that's the name of the show."
I wouldn't be surprised if this show did something like that. We're like, we're under the lights. Like, they do something
Isn't
like
there
that.
like a catchphrase about this show? It's like clear hearts, full throats,
Yeah.
like can't lose or something.
full throat.
It's eyes closed, head first, can't lose.
It's hot eats,
That's
cool
actually-
treats, can't lose.
Take it over
It's,
full throats.
No rules, just right. Outback Steakhouse.
That's probably it. It's one of those for sure.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's like what
Thank
the
you,
football
full
team
throats,
yells.
for bringing.
It's like the football team huddle, like locker room, like chant. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Something about can't lose.
Full hearts? Is it full hearts?
Full hearts.
Not full throats.
Does
Deep,
anyone,
deep throats.
did people think it shows about Watergate?
Yeah.
Watery eyes, full throats.
Okay, we're
Cool.
done. We're
I
done.
don't like that
We're
visual
done.
at all.
I'm pulling it back. Pulling it back. Is this? You think this is about, or neither of these? Do you think this show is potentially about a coach, like main character is a coach, or main character is like the quarterback? Because I feel like it's one of those two.
I think coach, just because I saw like the poster on my phone when I looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like an adult.
Went 5 seasons.
I feel like that guy has been in something that we watched, but I can't find anything on IMDb.
You're the only one that knows what this guy looks like.
Well, so he was in a show called Early Edition in the late 90s that I loved.
I saw that
Oh.
show.
He's the main guy in that.
Me
He
and-
gets the paper early.
me and Claire
I've
have
been
been
waiting
ta-
for that stream.
Me and
Oh
Claire
my
have been
God.
talking about this show for about weeks now.
Early Edition?
Forgot
Yeah.
about that show.
Have you seen it or has she seen it?
Oh, I know what Early Edition is.
It's so
I don't-
good.
I don't know anything about it.
At least I
Really,
remember it being really good. It's
Man
probably
gets
terrible.
newspaper.
Probably just okay.
Yeah, it's not a good show for sure. Man gets newspaper early, solves crime.
Like he gets
Early
tomorrow's
edition.
newspaper today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
But-
it's
And
the
he
early
like
edition.
slowly realizes it.
So do you
and,
think he
yeah.
still has that power in Friday Night Lights?
Oh, absolutely.
It's just sort of a subplot thing. It's not that important.
No.
He just happens to get tomorrow's newspaper
but it's
today.
in the same universe. He was just like, I can't stop doing this. I just read the paper,
Yeah.
get sad, and go coach.
He's not
football."
solving the crimes anymore. He
No.
just knows.
He's like,
just lets it
oh
happen.
man, oh,
He's accepted
super
fate.
jaded.
oh shit. I should probably tell New Orleans to reinforce those levees. Oh man.
That's not a problem he could solve anyway, though. You can't hold that to.
Oh yeah, a day before. Hey, this storm's gonna be crazy. It's like we
Ah,
know.
Jesus, I gotta do this now. Too much for one man.
There's no way that you warn something about something like that and then it happens because there's no way you're stopping it,
Yeah.
Mm.
and then that you don't just get arrested that day, like, right? You know,
Well, probably not for the storm, but like if it was like a terrorist attack for something, you'd for sure get arrested.
like there's no way he calls somebody and goes, "Dude, 9/11's about to happen," and then and he doesn't get arrested.
It's like the.
It's like, yeah, I know. Tomorrow's September 11th, 9/11. I get it. What do you mean?
No, trust me.
This is gonna be a thing.
Shut down the airports tomorrow.
There's like a Greek tragedy about that, where there's like a woman who's a prophet and sees bad things coming, and then people just think that she's causing them to happen and,
Right.
get all, and like kill her.
Oh, interesting.
I can't remember what it's called. It's a terrible
It's kind
story.
of like the whole like Enigma machine thing. And have you guys seen that? What's his name?
That sounds like the name of an episode of Doctor Who.
The Enigma machine is like the German code machine.
Talking about
that
Red?
you
Are you
had
talking
to
about
break.
Red Skull?
Oh no, I wish it was. I wish it
About
were.
Navajo code talkers.
And like the British like cracked the machine. Like they got the machine, and then they figured out how to crack it.
Kraken.
And then they were like, we can't let them know that we know, so they had to pick and choose what like battles to go save and like what ships
Oh. Because they want to like
let
save it for
die.
the big one. Because otherwise they give up their intel.
Right, because they would know right away, then they change the code. There's a movie about it with
It's a really fucked up World War II version of early
Benedict
edition.
Cumberbatch. Because you know what I'm talking about?
same
Benedict Cumberbatch. It's
Same
called
thing.
like The Game or some shit.
Oh, The Hobbit when he played the dragon.
Imitation Game?
Imitation Game. Is that it?
Yeah, we're piecing this together.
Yeah, we're doing a great job.
I'm sure that's what it is.
We're doing a great job talking about Friday Night Lights.
Monday Night Lights.
Does anybody have anything to add to this before we dive in? Besides, we know it's a football show, potentially in the South, maybe about a coach or a quarterback.
I think that the main family will probably have a lovable dog.
Cool.
You think anyone gets a concussion or a CTE?
Raped. Murdered.
Yikes.
In the first episode,
Yikes.
none of those things.
Okay.
I bet there's probably some like weird high school sex going on though.
Okay.
Just saying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know that it'll be weird, but I bet there'll be some high
I
school
think it'll
sex.
be a little weird because I'm 33.
Yeah, but the actors are
Little
25.
Whipped cream bikini.
We're not watching. Joe, we're not watching Varsity Blues. We're watching a TV show.
I
That's
don't
also-
want your whipped cream. That's from that movie, right?
I don't know.
So you're saying I should put my clothes back on then, or like?
No,
Nah, you're
you,
fine.
No, you can Porky Pig the podcast because we don't do video, but it's weird for Mark.
No, I mean, I'm used to it.
Oh, okay, never mind. We're good.
It's not an exclusive podcast.
What's the
thing, it's
over under
something he does.
on ethnic?
You started with over under.
What am I?
Didn't.
Brown
Yeah,
people?
you
Are you
gotta
just trying to
have
say
a-
brown people?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple. It's
I
football.
bet there's
Wait,
yeah. There'll be
Oh,
a
just
few.
number of like
Yeah. So
people
over under.
of color
Yeah.
in the show.
I would put. I
I
would
feel
put
like
the over
there's.
under.
I feel like there's enough that I don't want to count because that seems racist.
Well, I feel like if it's like it's
Yeah.
football players in the South, like I feel like there's
It should be like all
should
of them,
be a
right?
diverse cast.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know that
I would
will
put
be.
it at like 5 even. Like I think it's going to be pretty high. Like
All right.
it'll be hard to count. I think we'll have a classroom of just like diverse people.
Yeah,
I'm just
I'm going
envisioning
over.
Remember the Titans at this point. So
Half the team.
yeah,
plus Denzel.
Yeah, plus the coach.
but we know that this coach isn't.
I mean, I didn't know
So
that.
less than half.
I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
more
that.
than I knew about it.
I know there's a guy named Riggins, but I don't know who that is. Might be like a bad boy.
Was that a first or last name?
I assume
Both.
last.
Riggins.
Love it. All right, this is too long. We need to go watch the first episode, and we'll be back after that. We'll see you once we find out what a first down is. And we're back. First down. We watched Friday Night Lights.
Oh, I see what you did.
Yeah, football. We did it. We're done.
So this would be second down then, huh?
Oh, so we just did our first down. Yeah, second down.
So like the first recording was the first down.
First down, yeah.
And this is the second down.
Yeah, 2nd and 5. We're in the red zone,
All right.
Touchdown.
and I'm gonna throw. and QB Josh is gonna throw it to his tight end Jimmy
Oh,
for the write up.
but why am I the tight end?
holding.
Okay. Pilot episode 1. So what is this?
I feel like every time I ask
Pilot.
Jimmy to read the
2006.
definition of like or what happened in the last episode, it surprises him. Like he forgets that this is a thing he does every
Well, I
single
thought I
episode.
didn't know if we're doing like more of a if we're doing a thing. Sometimes we fuck around for a while.
How dare you?
You gonna bleep that?
Nope.
Okay,
Is there
new
bleeping?
head
Can we
coach
just-
Eric Taylor finds his every move scrutinized as he takes over leadership of Texas's #1 high school football team. More happened than that, but that's what IMDb says.
That was the whole thing, huh? I mean, really, it was just like it was the show started on the Monday before a Friday night game, and it was the first game of this Texas high school season,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and they have a new coach, and then they had like
yeah, Eric Taylor.
there was news cameras interviewing him and the team. One of the kids drinks heavily.
Riggins.
Riggins,
Bad boy
does.
Riggins.
And let's go to that part for a second. They put him in a circle of all the other teammates, and they all took turns hitting him.
Well, because she showed up to practice hungover.
And so they
Just drunk. I think
He's still drunk.
He's
he's
still
just straight up
drunk.
drunk.
He's like the guy that everyone like wants to be, though.
Everyone wants to be an
Riggins.
alcoholic in high school.
Yeah, he's a free spirit. Sure.
the guy I wanted to be in high school was
Such
the guy
a
that,
Riggins apologist over here.
the guy that I definitely think everyone should be in high school is the guy who, if he doesn't get his football scholarship, will drink himself to death before he's 19.
But he's just like, so like they're at a party later, and he's just like, "Hey guys, you guys go to college, you guys go be famous, and I'm gonna live on the." He's talking to the quarterback. I'm gonna live like in your yard, and like we're gonna party.
Give me like 5% of your
Yeah,
NFL income.
yeah. You're gonna give me part of your income because I like helped you get there.
That is the dream. I
I
would
helped
love
your
to,
team.
I would love to have that life, actually.
Yeah.
I would accept 5%.
Just
to
get-
be the friend
Just
of
get
someone.
a little money from someone who's a
put the
friend of
team
yours
on
and
the
just
map.
don't have to worry.
He's a good player, like when he's not drunk or whatever.
If any of you,
You
would,
know?
if any of you would help me gain a career where I would get exorbitant amounts of money, I would give you 5% of that money.
That's totally
But you
fine.
got to help me get there.
5%'s a lot, man.
Well, it's been said.
Yeah, but
He said it.
yeah, but you know what's more? 95%, which
I
is the amount
guess.
I'm gonna keep. So I think it's fair.
I
So,
do too.
so then there's Riggins, and then they have like a, I don't know. It's like a, what are those things in high school that they have? Those everyone goes to the gym.
Sex.
Cheerleaders.
STDs.
No. Everyone goes to the gym. Pep rallies.
Pep rally.
Pep Fest.
They have like a pep rally.
Fest. Was a thing.
Yeah, or
at
Pep
our
Fest.
high
Fest
school.
is what they
Same
call
thing.
it.
Same deal. They have those, except it was like the whole town. The
Still
mayor
very
was
much
there.
a thing.
I don't think the thing with the
Yeah.
mayor was a
It was-
pep rally.
it
It was
wa-
at like a car dealership.
Okay, it was
the
like
opening of
opening
a
a
car
car
It was
dealership.
the opening of a car dealership, and they were like, "Hey, this car dealership is opening. Also, you better fucking win the football game on
Yeah.
Yeah,
Friday."
all the
They
players
turned
are
it
there.
into a makeshift. Pep
Yeah.
It
rally.
had like the Panthers, like the school colors on everything, all the like balloons.
The
Pan-
mascot was there.
The
I
Dillon
think that's
Panthers.
just everything in that town, though. Everything revolves around
Yeah.
these 17-year-old dudes
Mhm.
smashing into each other.
Panther Auto opened, official car sponsor
I think
of
that-
17-year-old
I think that
smashing.
Person is I think the person like opening it is like the assistant coach or something. Did you guys get that?
He was, he had some relation to the team. I didn't glean
He's
what it
he's,
was.
he's one of the coaches of some kind.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he was an old dude that played on the team when he was 17, 40 years ago,
Yeah. Never
and
left.
will never leave because football is life forever, no matter what.
They literally said Texas forever, so I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just daily life in
It's
Texas.
just daily life.
What a horrible
Texas
world for like a high schooler in a town that revolves around your sport. That's really good. That just
Wait, you
is
said that sounds
expected to
horrible?
win. That sounds terrible as a child to like
It's a
That
lot of
sounds
pressure at
fantastic.
that age.
what do you
You think that sounds good, Joe?
Yeah, you
I'm
get
with Jimmy. I
you're
think
into
that
that?
sounds
your
like
big
a terrible
deal. People interview you while you're trying to eat a cheeseburger. Some girl comes over and eats your cheeseburger.
That was a sexual
you
innuendo.
hope that you hope that means stuff for later.
You're saying
But
that
it
like that
doesn't.
was good, but I feel like it sounds like you're saying negative things.
Oh,
yeah,
I know.
somebody interviews you while you eat a cheeseburger. Like I don't.
Are you
I
talking
don't
about
want
that girl that looked like Mandy Moore, or the other girl that looked like Mandy Moore in this
I
show?
think only one of those
By
girls
the way,
look like
her
Mandy
name
Moore.
is Adrian
Mandy Most.
Yeah,
Adrian
her name is Mandy Most.
Yeah.
Paliki or something like that. Paliki.
That's the actress's
Palicki?
name.
She must be Polish. Yeah, and she is Mockingbird in Agents of Shield.
Of course she is.
Yeah, she's a badass.
Oh, that's who she. Yep,
Yeah.
I recognize her now.
Yeah, you
But
do.
but leave it to Jimmy to know exactly what superhero show she's in
I saw her
immediately.
in 1 second. I knew who that was.
So yeah, most of this is just, I mean, outside of the football game at the end, but most of it's just like giving you a portrait of each of the main characters of the show, right?
and really just a feel for the town.
Just
Yeah.
the position
general.
players on the team. Oh, also Todd though, who's not a football player.
Okay.
You're
talking
He's
about
an interesting character.
Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons, who is friends with
He's
the
friends with
the
Saracen,
backup
the
quarterback.
backup QB, which
Mhm.
we haven't gotten to that part yet. That's
but
kind of a big part of this episode.
Well, yeah. So wait, So who do we got? Even before we get to like Sorensen and the backup, we got Coach Taylor and his family.
yeah.
notable, his wife is the girl from Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The singer from
Sharon
Nashville.
Gaines. Wait.
Friend
no,
of the
no,
show,
Sorry.
all the cast from Nashville.
Yeah. Connie Britton is that woman's name,
hmm
and she got the Nashville part after becoming famous from this show.
Okay.
But she was also the coach's wife in the movie,
Oh,
which
okay.
I think is interesting.
Okay.
Billy,
they're
she was
totally
Billy
different
Bob's
name.
wife.
Billy Bob's wife.
I mean, sorry, Mr. Thornton's
Thornton.
wife, as Jimmy likes to
What's his name?
refer to
I
her.
just like to respect my elders. Is that not a? Are we not doing that?
Does he also
No.
carry a vial of your blood around his neck?
Yeah.
Got a ton
He
of
might.
those.
Just
I've
A ton
bled.
of vials.
20 vials around his neck.
So yeah, we got the Taylors, and then we got the quarterback who is like a big deal, and people think he's the best.
Jason
and
Streeter.
and he goes, yeah, what's his name? Jason Streeter, and he goes way back with the coach, like to like Pee Wee football. He has a girlfriend, Lila Garrity, who is a cheerleader. So they're just kind of,
yeah.
like cut out of like paper of what Texas football should be.
Can I say it? What? What's happening?
You just
Something
said
happening?
you just said he has a girlfriend, and I was like, probably not anymore, because he
Oh.
probably can't walk, and I bet they're terrible
so
people.
Lila, her name is Minka Kelly, and I looked her up because Joe said she's a famous person, right?
Mhm.
Did you look her up at all?
No.
She is the daughter of like a former Aerosmith guitar player whose name I didn't recognize,
Okay.
and like a stripper or something.
The name Minka Kelly is familiar to me, but I don't know why.
She might have been in other stuff. I didn't dig deep into that because I got deep into her story, which is that like she's just the offspring of like an accident with like a stripper.
Sorry, you were talking. I was
and
thinking
she like
Aerosmith.
had like a rough childhood and just like moved around with her stripper mom.
Hmm.
And her deadbeat Aerosmith guitar player dad wasn't around, and now she's a famous actress, or she's an actress.
Quote unquote famous.
Almost famous.
Or an actress.
I guess then, and then just besides that, there's just other players in the team. We already talked about Riggins, who's an alcoholic, and he's the fullback. There's Smash, who is like the star running back, and he's cocky and thinks he's going to be a star in college.
People eat his hamburgers.
People eat his burgers.
Sounds awful.
He's like the Adrian Peterson of this team.
Yeah. I mean,
He's
Yeah,
got,
that-
he's
He's the
got a
Marshawn Lynch
son
of this
who he
team.
beats.
I
He's
yeah, I
the,
was looking. Is
just-
there like a negative connotation to that?
No, it's just prominent, like
Yeah,
good running backs.
yeah. Puts the team on his back.
yeah.
Runs with it.
So, and then we're
Oh,
just kind of incidentally introduced to the backup quarterback, Matt Sorensen.
Saracen.
Which like I didn't really think about him at all during like, or they didn't really do much of him during the earlier part of the show, and then all of a sudden during the game, Street gets he has like a neck injury.
Oh, he gets
Like a spinal.
paraplegized.
He throws an interception. He tries to block the guy who's running back with it,
Mm-hmm.
and then just lays like unconscious on the ground
Mm-hmm.
and can't get up. And they bring him away on a stretcher.
Yeah.
And it's heavily implied that something happened to his spine.
He had that. He had the bird cage on his neck later on, or whatever. Like
They
the.
sawed his helmet off of his head.
Yeah.
So probably not good.
So he gets taken out, and they have to replace him with Matt,
I'm
who's just
assuming-
like not ready for football.
Not ready
Never
for
played
prime
football.
It
time.
didn't seem like they practiced the backup quarterback very much.
Well, there's that one clip of him at practice, and like, oh yeah, your football's in the trash, and he like has to dig his football.
Oh, is
out
that
of
what
the
he was
trash.
doing in the trash?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't catch
weird. I saw him go into the trash, and I just thought he was being weird, or I thought like they were gonna be like he's super poor, so he's looking for food.
No.
Like I thought.
Oh man! Wow.
I literally thought they were going there. I didn't see them throw a football in the trash can.
Yeah, he's getting the ball out of
That
there,
was when
and
I
he was like,
took
"You'll
a-
be sorry. One day I'll need to practice."
One day I'm gonna throw this ball for 100 touchdowns. You'll see. I don't know why he's an old curmudgeon now, but it works.
So yeah, he's put in the game. He's not ready. He gets blown up, but then they come back to win the game anyway.
Wait, he's the one.
Somehow.
Saracen's the one at the very beginning right? That's taking care of like his
Yeah.
maybe mom,
Yeah, yeah.
who's very clearly got like Alzheimer's or some kind of dementia.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He made her 2 sandwiches.
Yeah, and she was concerned that there were too many sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
She only wants one, dude.
Who could eat 2 sandwiches in a day?
It's a whole day.
I have done that.
I eat
2?
2 sandwiches plus every day.
2.1
Couple of
sandwiches.
fatties on the podcast.
2 to 4 sandwiches per day.
Huh.
It's a good amount of sandwiches.
Yeah,
2
it
to
is.
4. 2 to 4.
It's okay.
Sandwiches are delicious.
Yeah, like a breakfast sandwich. Just a sandwich for lunch.
Tell us about your sandwiches.
It would take. You don't have the time.
All right.
There's no time to discuss 4 sandwiches.
Save it for my sandwich podcast.
Mark Witch.
Between the breads.
Between 2 breads.
Yikes.
I'm into it.
2 breads, 1
Did
sandwich.
anyone else hate the camera?
Oh, like the shaky documentary camera.
At first, it was like, I thought they were like, oh, there's like a news crew filming them kind of thing,
Uh-huh.
and they were interviewing them, and then that just went away, and then it was just like, no, this is just they just put a camera on everyone's shoulders and said, film it and shake it when they get hit, or so, I don't know. I didn't like the camera.
Yeah, I think you got right at what they were trying to get at is they wanted it to look like local news, just like footage,
But it made
not professionally shot.
but it like made sense with what was happening right at the beginning because
Mhm.
local news was actually there.
Yeah.
But then it was like from the crowd and like from other
Mhm.
places.
Yeah.
And then I was like, ugh.
It's supposed to
Still
give
shaking.
it's supposed to give a feeling of like realism and you're like really there.
I don't want that.
You don't want to be
I
there.
don't want to feel like I'm there.
Yeah, I'll be honest. While they were like filming like the football scenes at the end, I was like, put the camera up where you'd be watching an actual football game, like NFL
You
game.
just wanted to watch.
I just
actual
wanted
football.
like I just wanted to see the football.
The shots of the whole play.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. And then zoom in
You
to
want
like
the film that the coach sees afterwards to review what happened.
yeah, and then zoom in to show me like when the guy gets hurt and he tries to like prevent the touchdown or whatever.
Mhm.
And he gets hurt, like then do like the zoom in shots for that. But
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need this like shaky sideland cam guy like running. Ugh,
No, yeah, I liked it. I felt it.
whatever. Just me
was
hated the
into it.
camera.
I'm interested to see at the end of the show now whether that camera style will be kept or whether that was more of like a pilot thing.
Ooh, does Mark have a first prediction?
No, I mean, I'm just, I don't know how to predict it because I don't have one way or the other that I'm leaning toward. It's
Mhm.
just, I'm curious to see what happens.
All right.
It just seemed that every once in a while, like the film seemed like grainy, and then it like wasn't grainy,
Mhm.
and I was like, maybe it's just like
Oh,
old.
interesting.
So I thought they were switching between, and then it just seemed too shaky too many times.
Mhm.
So, not a fan.
I feel like I must have gotten used to it because I had noticed it right away, and then by the end, I'd forgotten about it.
It would like go away and come back. Like there was like some still
Sure.
shots.
Not
for
every
sure.
scene was like that.
No,
All right.
not every scene was filmed by a guy doing lunges with a camera on his shoulder.
But most
Damn lunge man.
of them were
You
lunge
guys,
man.
you guys have any favorite guys? It seems like Jimmy likes Riggins.
Well, I just think everybody wants to be Reagan.
I think Riggins was the only one that I came away knowing his name. They say the name Riggins a lot.
Yeah.
It's true.
I feel like
There are other
Riggins-
characters that I like, but I don't know what their names are.
I feel like Riggins is the only one I don't like.
I'm pro that the coach's wife, a girl from Nashville.
Tammy Taylor.
I just want her to get her 2 closets.
Gotta get those 2 closets.
Oh, she gonna get those closets.
They're talking about buying a house, and then
If he's still the coach of this team, how long is the show? 5 seasons?
yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna have those closets.
Yeah.
So many more closets.
What we're talking about is they're watching or coach is like at home studying game footage, and his wife's trying to talk about buying a house, and she's like, his and hers closets. It has his and hers closets, and he's like, I'm trying to figure out this first down play, and she's
Yeah,
literally said his and hers closets like 4 times in that scene.
at least.
His daughter was talking to him about Moby Dick or something.
Yep,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that happened.
Oh yeah, and Jesse Plemons. What's his name? Landry. Is that right?
It's
Jarvis
Landry Clark.
Jarvis Landry Clark.
Landry Clark.
He's got a crush on Lil
Coach's daughter.
Coach Taylor's daughter,
Taylor. Lil Tyrod Taylor's daughter.
Julie
Nope,
Taylor.
It's not right. It's not right. Tyrod Taylor.
Coach's name is
is a-
Tyrod Taylor.
No, that's a quarterback in the
I know.
NFL.
That's the Cleveland Browns
Currently.
quarterback.
I'm still not used to him being on the Browns, by the way.
Well, he's gonna be sat. He's probably being sat
What?
right now.
What, they got somebody better?
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield.
every year they draft a number one quarterback. Every year they have a number one pick, like the first pick overall, and they draft a quarterback, and then he fucking does nothing.
Wow.
What was his name? Johnny Football?
Yeah.
He doesn't play football anymore.
Manziel.
Yeah,
Yeah. Manziel.
How could he be bad at football? His name is football.
His name is Jonathan Football.
yeah. In college, that was his name. Got the NFL,
And then he got married
sucks.
and changed his name.
Yeah.
To Manziel.
Didn't he have like drug problems though once he got to
Wiesel.
the NFL?
Well, who
It's too big for his
doesn't?
britches.
Riggins has drug problems. He's doing okay. I
Is he?
think.
Can I?
I have predictions about Riggins.
Oh.
I
You have
like
prediggins?
that. I'm excited about
Actually,
that.
my only prediction that I wrote down is about Riggins.
Nice.
One prediction.
Hey, so my only thing that actually, I should say, so Jesse Plemons, Landry,
Clark.
so Todd, he's in The Post. Did you guys see that movie?
No.
It's a good movie.
He's also in Like
he's
Mike.
great in it.
You guys seen Like Mike?
Is that a Michael Jordan movie?
It's the one where like Lil Bow Wow
Mike
finds Michael
Tyson
Jordan
movie?
sneakers and then he's like good at basketball.
He's in that?
Yeah. He's like the bully in it.
Little Bow Wow finds Michael Jordan sneakers and is good at basketball.
Yeah, good enough that like he like joins the NBA and like wins games.
Putting that
So it's
on
like
the watch
rookie of the
list.
year, but with Lil Bow Wow and Michael Jordan sneakers.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So instead of getting his arm broken, he finds sneakers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'll
you
be
guys
honest.
should
I'm all in.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
let's watch it, and then The Post, and then he's in Game Night with Jason Bateman this summer.
Oh, I
Is
saw
that
that.
this summer?
I watched that.
Yeah, he's the like weirdo
I saw
neighbor
that movie.
who wants to be invited to stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
is
great.
He is great in that.
Yeah, Jesse Plemons.
Forgot about
He's
that.
he's got to be pretty well rounded to be in Breaking Bad, and then being like a Jason Bateman comedy, and then yeah. My only other thing was Matt Saracen. His big claim to fame is he's in Purge Anarchy.
Is that a claim to fame?
That's his. Besides, I guess
Yeah.
this show.
For
Did-
people who know what that is, I guess.
I mean, as long as he didn't get
You haven't
purged.
seen any of the
I
Purge
guess.
movies?
I don't know what that means.
Well,
Have
it's a-
you not? Have you not?
Well, if you live long enough in America, you'll probably figure it out real life. So
Probably
I'll
shortly.
try.
you don't want to try. Trust me. You don't want to be involved.
I'll try. It'll just happen.
Yeah, you're gonna get purged. All right, are we ready to dive in?
Yeah.
Joe?
Do me last though.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Mm,
So she said.
okay.
Start your sex tape.
All right, I got some. Number one, I think the coach is retiring
Okay.
in the last episode. I think.
Okay.
Um.
Hanging up his.
Yep. This is funny because it kind of happened in the first episode, but I already wrote it down, so I'm gonna keep it. I think a Rudy situation occurs, as in like.
Didn't we just have a Rudy
That
situation?
was the first episode.
Yeah, I know a Rudy situation happened in this episode.
I
Yeah.
think
But
it's
I-
gonna happen
I
again.
think they're gonna bookmark it.
You
with,
think Saracen is gonna become a paraplegic, and then a new QB is gonna enter?
Saracen's gonna be like he's like 23 by this point or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Guess-
I don't know what's gonna happen. I think a Rudy situation is gonna happen.
So what are we qualifying as a Rudy? Just some sort of underdog
I think we know when we
has to
see
do a
it.
thing.
I
All right,
think we
fine.
know when we see it.
You're calling it double Rudy.
Double, yeah, I'm calling the double Rudy hike hut.
Okay, cool.
Yikes.
And
Hike, hike,
I
hut.
think one of the high school players has a baby.
Okay.
Are you just making
That's a
this
pretty
up as
safe
you go right now?
prediction. Somebody's gonna have a baby.
There's a high school baby.
Okay.
Well, high
I
school
like it.
baby.
Yeah, I don't think an adult. I mean, if adult has a baby, then that's just normal.
That's just a
gotta
baby.
hit.
Adults
It-
can
it's
have
gotta be-
babies. high school
high school
babies
baby.
cannot also have babies.
Yeah, it's like a baby having a baby. It's crazy.
Baby, baby.
It's like a baby being born pregnant.
Whoa.
Ooh, is that ever science?
Has that ever?
You almost asked if that has ever happened. The answer is no.
A lot of crazy shit's happening, man.
Definite-
People get born with all kinds
like-
of stuff.
It's like a turducken.
Exactly.
Oh. Wow. Weird.
All right, who's got
Mark,
predicts?
do you want to do?
I got some shit.
Prediggins.
So I have more things than this to predict, but the one thing that I wrote down is Riggins overdosed. Because I think Riggins is gonna overdose and die.
Okay.
I almost thought
I think he.
dead and gone.
I think he. Not, or maybe
like
not.
in this finale.
Maybe not a literal overdose, but I think he died as a result of some sort of alcohol and drug use. By the end.
Riggins is dead.
Jeez. Okay.
I
I mean, if people are getting murdered, it makes sense.
Yeah, there's apparently.
I forgot about that until just now.
Yeah, there's rapes and murders later on.
I feel like you're
apparently.
thinking of a different show or something.
Could be. It's possible.
I
All
could
right.
definitely imagine this town having rapes and murders in a couple of seasons.
It's a messed
sure.
up town.
Things are gonna get. I mean, this is only the introduction.
Anything goes in Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
What happens?
I don't
in
think that's their
Texas?
motto.
So not really a prediction, but I just wonder, like, is each season of the show like a year of
Mm.
high school?
It's a great
I would
question.
guess. I'm not sure though.
That was my assumption.
That was my assumption too, but then
Yeah.
I was like second guessing, like, because is it going to be entirely different people on the team? Like,
Well, yeah, it would be a
there's
whole
new-
5
Yeah.
seasons and people.
Well,
are in
Riggins
high
will get
school.
held back for 4 or 5 years.
Riggins will still be well, and they could keep
He'll
some
be
main
dead.
characters around as like assistant coaches and
Mhm.
shit if they wanted
yeah,
to. but-
well, because the new quarterback that had the Rudy situation happen to in this one, he was a sophomore this year.
Or do they do a Boy Meets World and follow them to college and like off to like they're not in the town anymore?
They
I guess they
all
could.
go to Notre Dame.
The question in that scenario though is, who's his Topanga?
So Mighty Ducks 3 is what you're saying. Ugh. That was a horrible movie.
I don't remember that movie, but I am interested in who's his Topanga.
Right? Yeah, that's what you need to know. That's what you need to be asking yourself.
I don't have an answer, but I want to
Do
know.
you
who's
think it's
Topanga.
Minka?
It's Mandy Most.
It's Mandy
Do you think
Mouse.
it's Lila?
Could be.
She just travels from quarterback to quarterback.
Also, I think that I predict that they'll have a better logo than the Times New Roman Friday Night Lights.
Oh, like a better
that showed
title
at the beginning
screen.
of this, yeah. Because it just came up and it was like basic Microsoft Word font. Friday Night Lights.
I'm gonna upgrade to word art.
I think by season 5 they'll be doing better. But I
It'll
also
be Clippy
maybe
or
not.
whatever. What was the old like Microsoft little guy?
Clippy.
No.
You were right.
You mean the
first time.
paperclip guy?
Before I feel like before Clippy there was a little guy that had a name. Like I'm thinking like middle school word processor class. No,
I couldn't care less about what the question you're asking is. Right?
I
Prediction
respect
one.
the question you're asking, but I can't think of anything before Clippy.
Prediction one.
The minute it wasn't
I'll
Clippy,
Google it.
the minute it wasn't Clippy, I didn't give a shit.
Clippy or bust.
There was like a word art
No,
guy.
what are your
and it
pre-
was in like
what
all
are your
the, like, word art.
predictions, Jimmy?
Joe, you know what I'm talking
It's
about?
Mr. Clipman.
Joe of all people doesn't know what you're talking about.
Okay, prediction one. Jason Street is dead. He committed suicide.
Oh no.
He pulled the plug on himself.
Oh my god.
Maybe. Or maybe it was like a $1 million baby situation and Clint Eastwood came and put stuff in his IV or whatever he did at the end of that film. Have you guys seen that film? Spoiler alert.
Looks like a dead end for Street.
Oh.
Do we all think he's definitely like
Are you gonna
paralyzed?
put a laugh track in for that?
Do we all think he's definitely permanently paralyzed? I think that.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, but
that.
he can't
you
walk.
think
I bet he's got like
I
arm
think he's
stuff.
got arms.
He's never playing football again.
Yeah.
That's the
Whatever
general consensus.
whatever God's plan is for him is what he gets
Yeah.
and deserves.
Suicide.
Oh god.
Okay,
Right.
number 2.
Right, yeah.
Saracen at this point in this finale is like going to Notre Dame.
Just continuing the Rudy saga.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Nice. Jump on the root. That would be a Rudy thing.
That's
No.
a double Rudy.
That would be a double Rudy.
That makes
count
me
that as a double
hate
Rudy?
that prediction.
No, that wouldn't work.
Okay, number 3, I wrote Riggins is because I have a hard time. I'm having a hard time under like tracking like if he's gonna just be in jail or if he's gonna be like just the entrepreneur of a startup.
Well,
like I can't tell.
You think he's gonna get it all together?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. I think he's gonna get it all together. I think Riggins, he's really got it. you
Riggins
know?
is all together.
He's living life.
Riggins is.
Riggins is.
I hope he just doesn't even exist and just 0 points for that.
I'll give you pretty much any points as long as he's just not dead or still addicted to something.
If he doesn't appear at all in the finale, then I want points for that he overdosed because I think that's a safe assumption.
So gimme.
We've done a thing where we say like dead or gone. So like if he's not around, we can't like prove that he's dead, but we can't disprove it either.
Unless they like actively like be like, "Yo, Riggins over in Oklahoma
I
is
feel like-
killing it, right?"
Remember when he died?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, number 4, I think Tammy and Eric are getting a divorce. Like they've been like going through divorce, but like they're getting back together in this finale.
Okay.
Oh, so they're reconciling
I
the
think
differences.
I think they're reconciling in the finale.
Mm-hmm.
But it's clear like she's got all the his in her closets and he's like in Riggins' garage because Riggins is he's professional now and he's successful.
she has.
He's
his-
looking after his old coach.
nice.
Yeah, and
Because remember,
Coach Taylor's the alcoholic now,
Riggins is
shacking up with whomever.
Great.
cool.
Joe, what's your deal?
So, I figured in lieu of predictions, we'd play a little fantasy football. So, I want each of us to pick a character, and we'll watch and see what happens to that character in the last episode, and I will award points and keep track of it. And then whoever scores the most fantasy points,
So,
wins that amount of points.
Are we selecting the football players and then if they score actual touch? What's
no,
happening?
just if they do good things in the show. You could pick Tammy Taylor, and if she buys a house, she gets that's worth 3 fantasy points.
So you have an arbitrary point system in your head.
Yes, I will be
Okay.
awarding points.
and we pick characters. Got it.
Yeah. If your character does good things and wins the episode, you're gonna do good. If your character's not in the episode, that's the worst possible.
Okay,
scenario.
I want the coach.
You want Coach Taylor?
Yep.
Okay, Josh has Coach Taylor.
How come he gets first pick?
Well, are you gonna pick Riggins or not? Go in, Jimmy. Go in or don't go at all. Come on, man. Riggins is. Come on, Jimmy. Riggins is.
Mark, Mark, who do you have?
Am I going next? I thought
Yeah.
you were gonna. No, I kind of want the running back.
Smash. All right,
Ooh,
cool.
I think he matures and does a good job.
I hope so.
I think he's a good guy on the inside. He's a little bit of a cocky piece of shit in the intro, but I think he gets better.
Cool.
He's gonna get at least 1 or 2 points for hooking up with Mandy Most.
Yeah, do I get points for that? if he does that?
It's more of a yards per carry type scenario with that, so we'll see.
Are you picking someone, Joe?
Yeah, I don't have anyone in mind.
You
I'm
don't
just
have
gonna
one in
go
mind?
after you.
Mark, can you not believe that Jimmy's not going all ins with Riggins right now? This is ridiculous.
I'm just looking.
I feel like he wants to spread it around because he's already got
Thank
predictions
you.
on Riggins.
Thank
He wants to
you.
get points from somebody else. if
Part of
he's
me
wrong.
wants to say Street just because because I predict that he's dead.
Yeah.
Street-
So then I could get points.
If
either
you're
way.
wrong about him being dead, you could get points from him being good.
right.
So you want Street?
Hopefully he's
But
alive.
he could be alive and just
and a
an
piece
asshole.
of shit.
You could be
Being
alive.
paraplegic turned him into a
and
real
just-
bastard.
Yeah, he's just.
Probably doesn't even pray anymore.
Street?
I'm gonna go Riggins. I'm gonna double
Riggins.
down on Riggins.
Yeah.
Because if I
Down.
get Riggins points,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get double Riggins
That's
points.
right, Jimmy. Riggins is.
Cool.
Name of this.
Riggins is.
Name of this episode is not Friday's Lights. It's just Riggins is. It's not. It's Friday Night Lights.
With the 4th pick, I select Lila Garrity, the cheerleader.
Okay, I was like, who's that?
Which one? Oh, yeah.
So you think she's still taking care of Street and wiping his butt and
Yeah.
pushing
great.
his.
I mean,
his,
if that guy's still alive and she's taking care of his paraplegic butt,
changing
then
his,
she's scoring points.
All the points.
pushing his wheelchair around town. What did you think I was gonna say?
Never mind.
All right.
Pushing his drugs.
It's time for us to watch the finale of this show. It's time to find out how many points the Panthers score. It's time for us to find out whether or not
What's
Riggins is
What's the actual
Riggins is not.
over-under? What's the actual over-under?
We didn't talk about the Black Ghost Man.
Oh yeah.
I doubt he's
Black-
even in
He
that.
was just in the one scene,
Yeah,
right?
he's just a ghost. He's just giving
He's
some
just
football
providing
tips.
advice to the coach about
I think
Yeah.
how
that
to win
guy-
a game, and then he disappears.
the coach is
I bet
talking
that
to
guy's
a
in one scene of every.
the coach is talking
episode.
to like a football version
He's the
of Bagger
Wilson.
Vance, and it
Yeah.
was weird.
I think he is. You've seen West Wing, right? The president has like his black magic like ribs guy who he goes and takes advice from.
I've incidentally seen The West Wing. I don't really remember.
God,
Jimmy's mad because we've only seen the first and last of the West
let's
Wing.
watch
more
this
than I've
fucking
seen.
show. I'm done.
All right.
Let's touch God.
Let's.
All right, we'll see you after the finale of Friday Night Lights. All right, it's 3rd down and 3. We've just finished episode last of Friday Night Lights.
Third and goal.
Third and long.
Oh, third and
I
long.
said 3rd and 3.
We all said different things.
Yeah. Joe, what's the down?
4th and 8.
Yeah.
Fuck. Punt.
Punting.
7 and 2.
Well, you don't know how football works.
7 and
down.
That's just like a winning record. What's 7 and 2?
Forward and back.
Yellow light now.
Full throats.
So yeah, this show is done. Jimmy, do you know what happened in this show?
Yeah. I think.
He's just trying to stall while he pulls up
I-
his phone.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, I definitely know.
I mean,
and let me tell
yeah,
you all
totally.
about it.
I'd love
What happened
for you to know.
in the show?
As I'm like explaining, before I explain, did you guys know this was a book first?
I saw
Yeah,
that
I
in
think
the credits.
This was a book first in 1990.
It was a book and then a movie and then a show.
Yeah.
So I guess we got a lot of questions to ask at the end of the episode. Think of them now. Question 1: would you read the book? Would you watch the movie? And will you still watch the show?
Yes, in that order.
Wait, all of them?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
You
Probably
won't do
not.
that. Joe, have you read a book in the
Not
past
since
10 years?
Not since like Ender's Game.
And when did you read that?
Probably like 20 years ago.
I actually
literally
reread
20 years ago?
Ender's. I reread Ender's Game like within the last year.
Yeah, like
about a year ago, I think.
Claire was like going through the series like over the past couple of years.
It's really good.
She'd read some of it to me like and I'm like falling asleep.
Nice.
I reread that. I reread The Giver.
Oh
Ooh.
damn!
I reread
wanna
some of the old classics.
Giver is one of the
old
best
middle
books
school
ever written.
classics.
I love The Giver. Giver's great.
You know, it's a great book. Friday Night Lights: A Town, a Team, and a Dream by Buzz Bissinger.
A town, a team, a dream, Canada,
Is that the subtitle of the book?
Yeah,
Texas.
Yikes.
I don't actually
Is that
know
a
if it's a good
palindrome?
book, but
A man, a plan, a canal. Panama.
okay. The title of this episode was Always, aired 2011. With the decision to close the East Dillon football program, speculation runs wild on two fronts. Will the Lions be able to win state and go out in a blaze of glory? And will Coach Taylor agree to return to coach to the Dillon Panthers and a super team with the best of both schools? Tammy's PA job offer adds conflict in the Taylor home, as does a new development with Matt and Julie. Meanwhile, Tim Riggins and Tyra talk seriously about their futures, and Luke and Becky clear the air.
Luke and Becky. They were my favorite.
That was the perm girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And then-
interesting because a lot of those conflicts were sort of alluded to, but like I didn't really know that a lot of that was going on.
With
No.
like the football
A lot
stuff.
of it was just like they sort of showed the resolution to those things, but I didn't
Well,
know exactly what the situation was.
we saw apparently that guy named Luke, who I didn't know what his name was the entire episode.
Mhm.
He walked up to that Becky girl said, "I'm super sorry," and she said, "It's okay." And then the next time we saw him, he was dressed in fatigues and getting on a bus and driving
Yeah.
away. I was like, "What?"
They didn't have a lot of time to wrap up that story
Yeah.
in the finale.
And then, so elephant in the room. Michael B. Jordan's in this show.
Yeah, that's amazing. Little young
Wild.
Michael B. Jordan.
That's cool.
Wild.
I have a confession to make.
You don't know who Michael B. Jordan is?
I don't really know who he is. I think it was
No
in Black
way.
Panther.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all. That's literally all I know
He's,
about him.
He's
the
And I
bad
didn't
guy
see
in
that
Black
movie.
Panther.
I never saw that.
He's also Creed.
I don't know what that means.
He's the newest Rocky
Is he- is
movie.
Have you
he,
seen
uh,
any of the Rocky films?
He's Apollo
No.
Creed's son.
I haven't seen a single
God
movie starring.
damn
Rocky.
it! Who invited you?
I just walked in. I don't know.
We don't know this man. He's just on the microphone.
What's his name? Ryan Coogler
Mm-hmm.
is the director,
Of
famous
both.
black director. Did Creed and Black Panther and some other stuff that Michael B. Jordan is in. He
Yeah.
really loves Michael B.
Fruitvale
Jordan.
Station.
Yeah,
I mean, he seems like he's great.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
And
like
he loves Michael B.
he's a big deal these days. Michael B. Jordan is.
I
As
feel like
far
I
as,
know that. Like I know his name. I've
Yeah.
seen his name around a lot lately, but I don't know anything
Yeah.
about him.
Interesting that he went
I'm
with,
the
like,
worst though.
Did you think
it's
that-
not
Supposedly
him.
Did you
he's
think that,
our
or did-
Denzel.
Or did you randomly think, why did Michael Jordan start using his middle initial at any point?
No, I mean I figured it out.
Okay,
Yeah.
just wondering.
You'd think he would come up with some acting name, right? That's not just like
I mean,
Michael
I bet
Jordan.
his name is probably Michael Jordan.
Right.
And then he was like, obviously I
It's a great
can't use
name.
that. So he said, oh, my middle name, Bartholomew.
Yeah, but why not
Middle
come
name
up
is
with like a
Lee.
completely fake name like George Clooney or something?
Well,
That was taken.
George B.
Just a
Clooney.
list.
Is George Clooney a fake name? Is George Clooney just a stage name?
I don't know. I
No.
mean, but they have
Because
names.
he's
Right?
related to Rosemary Clooney, right?
Rosemary B. Clooney
I think it's a family thing. I think that's his real name.
All right.
of the clan Clooney's.
I just like the
Clooney
confidence that
clan.
he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna add. We'll just go middle. We'll add a middle initial to it, and people know the difference. It'll be great for Google.
Michael B. Jordan. It does sound. It does sound more like. I don't know. It's got like a regality to it. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People have claimed he's our generation's Denzel. So we'll see.
I mean, I'm in.
I mean,
Time will
Denzel
tell.
Washington is still alive.
Is he though?
Isn't he our
No, yeah, he-
generation's
no.
Denzel?
Yeah, Denzel is our generation's Denzel.
He's our parents' Denzel. Denzel's our
Yeah,
parents' Denzel.
Denzel meant a different thing in the early '90s than he does today.
Denzel is
Yeah.
my Denzel. I'm just saying.
In the same way that Michael B. Jordan means something today, and he'll be something in 30
Yeah.
years.
Joe knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm with Mark on this.
You guys go to
Jimmy's-
hell.
Jimmy's my Denzel.
I've always aspired to be that. So thank you.
To be Joe's Denzel.
Yeah.
Or maybe just any.
Joseph's Denzel
Specifically,
Washington.
I've always wanted to be Joe Capacetti's Denzel Washington.
Joseph Caesar Capacetti's Denzel Washington.
So it's cool that Michael B. Jordan's in the show. That's dope.
So Michael B. Jordan's the quarterback of East Dillon, where Coach Taylor now coaches.
And there's an East and a West.
So
now.
was there an East and a West before this, or
I
did,
think who they were playing before in the first episode was East Dillon.
no? They're playing
No.
like
No?
Walker.
I don't think
They're
so.
playing at the Wasika.
Walker,
something.
Texas
They're-
Ranger?
Chaps or something.
Yeah, they're playing something weird. They weren't
Ah,
playing the
okay.
Lions. Like they were.
It was like the exact same colors. I felt.
Yeah,
like.
they were both red.
Mhm.
Was that
Red
not-
teams.
It's
It
Yeah,
was
red
white
teams.
with red.
hmm
So yeah,
or
you got the
something.
color scheme right.
All right.
But
So-
yeah, so Coach Taylor coaches at East Dillon now. Michael B. Jordan's the quarterback. That's pretty much it for like. Oh, we got Riggins, who has like his own side story.
Yeah, he's like like all those people have like graduated, moved on,
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then
but he's still in town.
yeah, Regan's only thing is just like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna be a piece of shit anymore. I promise. I'm not going to Alaska. I'm making a house here. And 8 months later, he built one wall.
He got some land. He put up a part of a wall
He
frame.
won some
Hey, he's
land in a
doing it.
card deal or
He's
something
drinking
like
a
that.
beer on his
He's
land.
doing it. He's
Lot of
living the
doing it all.
American fucking dream.
Yeah.
Good for him. Proud of
He's not dead like I predicted.
How many walls have you built, Josh?
I'm building it now.
Let's see it.
So Coach Taylor's thing is he's like They're about to go to the state finals, but he also has to make a decision about is he going to coach the super team in Dillon, that the job he's being offered, or is he going to go with his wife to Philly where she's going to teach or something?
Yeah, I didn't quite understand. They kept saying super team during this episode. I was like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, we didn't know what
And
that
then I
meant.
get it that the East and West Dillon were combining again
Mhm.
to like be Panthers. Because I was like, what are they talking about?
So it's at some point in the
Super
last
team.
couple of years during the run of this show, they split into two different schools. And now they're
it
already
seems like-
recombining. It's been like 3 years.
I was like, I mean, it
Yeah,
it was just completely possible that like they split into two schools because their town got too big, you know, and it's a natural thing that happened. But then they're like, nah, we'll just go back.
But then the recession hit, and they
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
They split the
That's a
teams
real
up, but
thing.
then they weren't the undefeated amazing team anymore, and they wanted to recombine just for
Right.
for the sake of the football teams.
I wouldn't doubt that that's what they would do, though, based on what I've
Yeah.
learned in just these 2 episodes, that they would move towns like around to make sure that
They're changing the boundaries of the city
yeah,
to make the
is like
football
a-
team
they're
better.
Football runs
they're
everything, man.
gerrymandering their football like
This is a
lines.
whole, this is a whole different, like, very real political subject we've crossed into.
Yeah.
This shit happens.
Like local car dealerships have their fingers in it and just
Man, man,
deciding
Yeah.
where kids go to school.
a lot of dirty money.
In high school,
That car
Texas
dealership money.
Football's a big deal, man. Football's a big deal.
What else? What else? Michael B's dad was like some sort of deadbeat dad.
Was that even his dad?
Yeah, I think that's his dad.
Okay, I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
that's
that was-
just what I.
Michael B's thing is that he's the quarterback and he like wants his dad to come to the championship game, but it seems like his dad doesn't really care.
According to IMDb, Michael B's name was Vince Howard,
Mhm.
and the father figure-esque guy's name was Ornette Howard. So
Just a coincidence, I guess.
yeah,
Hornet
Also,
that's a cool name. I like
his
Hornet.
name, that guy's real name is Cress Williams, and he's now WB's Black Lightning, which is a great show.
And that's Jimmy's DC superhero fact of the week.
God, I hope you have a sound effect underneath that.
Brought to you by Arby's.
It's just the air horn.
They have the meats.
It's just that air horn sound. It's back to the week.
It's like too real.
So Coach Taylor's daughter, Julie, she's got a plot line with
yeah.
Matt Sorensen, who was the backup QB who came in the first episode, that they're like getting engaged.
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
But Coach Taylor is just like, absolutely not. You guys are too young.
He was like absolutely not for about 4.5 minutes. Like it wasn't.
It was pretty
He
hard.
was absolutely not like through their like awkward dinner though too.
Like,
but
if-
then
Yeah.
Mom started to turn. She turned a corner in there.
I just feel like if this was like a middle of the season plot instead of just like some dumb thing to like end, just be like, oh, they're moving on, like end of the series
Gotta
kind of
wrap it
thing.
up.
They could have done this at like the beginning of season 4,
Mhm.
and then he would have just been a hard ass dad for like half of the season, and then warmed up, and then they would have had a wedding kind of thing at the end.
Nope.
But they were just like, you know what, we need one extra subplot.
I love when he told him, he's like, today my answer is no, tomorrow no, and no until the sun burns down. It's just like- it's not even like, hey, maybe you're young, like maybe, wait a couple years and you guys will work it out. He's just like, fucking never, my man.
Because that was their only argument against it, really, is that they
Yeah.
were too young and immature. But he also said specifically, like, I will never think that this is a good idea.
Yeah, he's just like, you guys are too young. Also, you got a weird face. I don't think I can get over that.
You will never be my son.
You have a weird face.
Yeah.
That'd be
So-
like, nah.
Is that
What
just you feeling like that guy has a weird face? Is that where that's...
Maybe. What if we missed something by not watching the middle episodes? Maybe like Matt like fucked up their season and that's why Coach is mad at him or something.
Ooh. I just want to state, okay, so the first season of this show is 22 episodes. The second season is 15. And then the third, fourth, and fifth are all only 13 episodes. Doesn't that seem weird?
I mean, Game of Thrones is only 10 episodes a season. You don't need that much to tell a good
HBO.
story.
They fucking make their own rules.
That might have been one. At least one of those might have been around the writer's strike. Wasn't that
when was that? We
late
should
2000s
really-
like that?
Whenever season 2 of Heroes was.
We've seen a lot of TV. We should
Then maybe
really
it was
know
earlier
when
than
the
that.
writers' strike was.
Surprised you guys haven't pieced that together.
Oh yes, this was 06 to 011, so that makes sense
Yeah, they might have been affected by that somewhere in there.
somewhere.
Who knows? We'll never know.
Also, I want to make note that episode 17 of season 1 is called "I Think We Should Have Sex."
Just like that episode.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that to the attention. Also, I'm about to Google Friday Night Lights murder rape. So,
Ooh, well, that's
so you guys carry on.
It's gonna be in your history forever.
Yeah.
Was that all the plot points? I mean, the thing with the championship is they go to the championship game. The dad ends up showing up. It's a close game, and Michael B is trying to throw a touchdown, and then it transitions to like 8 months later, and we see what else is going on without actually seeing the end of the game. But it's implied that they won the state championship.
yeah. The coach turns Tim Taylor and lets his wife Jill follow her vocational dreams. Finally,
Yeah, he says it's your turn now.
your turn. I watch Tool Time. I know what happens this time. It's your turn, girl.
Yeah. Well, it's also like, well, he's already coached at Dillon for a while. He doesn't need to keep doing that. He found a new football team. It's a new challenge.
And also, I think he just is a coach for a different college. Like he's just still making money.
Do we
being-
think it's college now?
I
Did he
think
move on to
I
college.
think because she was working at, it was like something university,
Yeah.
and I just kind of got the idea that maybe that was that university, and he was just the football coach then of that university.
I hope
Because
so.
she just like
Oh.
walked over to him.
I thought
at
it was
the
a.
end?
I guess I thought it was a different school because they had like green uniforms, and it seemed like her stuff was red.
You mean from just like that
I
one
didn't
sign was
notice.
red?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
and-
exactly what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I just assumed they were the same school.
I
But
just feel like if he moved to a high school in Philadelphia, that's not the same kind of like football culture that you have in Texas.
no, not at
I
all.
don't think that's a lateral move for
I think
the coach.
I think they made that joke in a way when he was like open hearts, like full throats, like big eyes, whatever he says.
Open the throat, relax the jaw.
And then he was like, "We'll cover that later," because everyone looked at him like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, because they don't know the can't lose thing.
Yeah,
They don't know his catchphrase.
yeah, they don't understand Texas football and their catchphrases. So,
They just stared at him like he's a madman.
oh what?
They're all Grover.
So I'm not gonna read any more of this, but apparently Landry, Jesse Plemons kills a man in season 2.
Oh, he
Which
would.
is wild. Also, I just thought is that so we are first and last, which we sometimes affectionately call FNL, and this is Friday Night Lights, which is
Oh.
FNL.
FNL.
Me and Joe made that joke before you got it here today.
Wait,
already.
really? An
Yeah.
FNL
FNL.
joke?
Yeah. But it was no, you're good. It's a cool joke. Good.
Wasn't like. Wasn't like.
No,
Yeah.
but like, good job.
No, good job.
Damn it.
It is truly an FNL podcast though.
Okay, so there was a.
Follow us on FNL Podcast at Gmail, Twitter.
Have we talked about Jess Merriweather, whom Michael B. Jordan kissed at the end?
I mean, no, it was just some girl that
She
was
was
on
like
the
a
team.
Girl coach for the East
The
Panthers.
Female like assistant
Female
coach
assistant
who's
coach,
coaching.
who I would think
football
would be an
teams.
adult, who made out with the high school student quarterback Michael B.
I mean, a young adult.
I'm not
She
convinced.
was also in Full House. Her name was Denise. She was the black one.
Wow. Just kidding.
I mean, I can't think of a single other colored person
I think
in that
is
show.
probably pretty accurate. For
I don't
Full
know.
House.
I can't even picture her in Full House, but I also didn't watch a lot of Full House, so
Well,
Josh is
I'm sure we'll watch the first
a
and
purist
last,
of
so.
Fuller House.
I
I'm a
have
big
watched.
fan.
Only watches Fuller House.
I have seen a lot of Fuller House.
That's outrageous to me.
I went over.
I can't.
I've probably seen.
Not interested in the prequel.
I've probably seen as many episodes of Fuller House as I've seen of Full House.
Wow, that's too many.
The only episode of Full House I remember is
That's
when
nuts.
Michelle is trying to earn her merit badge for cooking, and she decides to combine two things she loves because obviously that would be good. So she makes tuna fish ice cream.
Is that where that video comes from, where the Olsen twins are making a pizza?
That's a pizza.
And then
No.
it's later made in slow motion.
No, that's not. That's not what that's from.
And they put on a fish.
P-I-Z-Z-A.
I think they do ice cream, whipped cream pouring like waterfalls.
Yeah, that's not what that's from, but I wish. They end up making, Michelle ends up making just orange juice popsicles and gets her merit badge. So,
Delicious.
don't need to watch that episode of Full House. I got you guys covered.
Good.
So Jess Merriweather, whatever her real name is, she was also in an episode of the show Cosby. Did you know there was like a reboot?
I've never heard of that show before. We
It's-
don't talk about that
It's
show anymore.
literally, what's his wife's name? Ruth Cosby? Is that right?
What?
So the Cosby Show was in like the late '80s, early '90s, right?
There was the Cosby Show. I know there were like a couple of.
Then there was like a reboot
redos.
Cosby in the late '90s and it was like Cosby has to retire, and now he's at home bothering his wife, who's just the wife from the Cosby Show, and then this chick was in it.
I feel bad for her.
Did you know this was the thing? It was on for like it was like a few seasons. I've never heard of it before. Just found it on IMDb via this girl.
No.
Yeah,
I learned a lot about it though.
nobody knew.
I feel like I vaguely knew there were a couple of different versions of the
I
Cosby
don't
Show,
think
but I didn't know that
Raven-Symoné is
whole
involved.
plot summary.
I'm sure there's other spin-offs of the Cosby Show that we don't know about.
Hope so.
We should probably get into predictions because we are
Sure.
going long.
If you want.
Should I just go first?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. Number 1, the coach retires. He didn't really.
False.
That didn't happen.
I guess there was a chance for him to retire, but he didn't.
I thought he was gonna stop
Yeah.
coaching and just like go like live his old man life or something, and then instead he was like, "No, I want to go teach football in Philadelphia too."
Mm-hmm.
Jerk. There would be a Rudy situation occurs. I don't think I saw one, unfortunately.
No.
It's all about Michael.
Very,
B.
very much about the overdogs.
Yep. And then I also said there would be a high schooler has a baby, and unfortunately the closest thing that was Riggins'
Riggins' nephew or something.
yeah, something like that. I don't even. Yeah,
Was that not his baby?
I thought
No.
it.
Oh, and he's not even in high school either. So
Yeah,
But he might have been when the baby was. I mean, it's
yeah,
Somebody's
a
baby.
child.
doesn't count.
Joe's not giving it to me anyway.
Alright.
So, do you tell me about these points now, or do we wait to get to you before you dish out your Joe
yeah, just wait
points?
to get to me.
Okay, so I currently have 0, killing it.
Nice.
Big 0 for John.
Big Papa 0.
So my main prediction was that Riggins overdosed and died, which didn't happen.
He looks great.
He was fine. He's doing better than ever.
It's the best shape of his life.
My successful prediction, which I definitely want points for, is that the font of the intro thing would be better, and
Oh,
it was
yeah.
way better.
It was flashy. They spent a lot
It
of
was
time on
not
that.
just Times New Roman. It was nice, and there was a little shimmer.
Mm-hmm.
So points for that. And then it wasn't really a prediction, but I just was wondering if it was going to end up being a year per season of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I think the answer was no. I feel like
Really?
5
You think
years
no?
didn't pass in that world. Because they were talking about the kid who was like asking to
There's,
get
like, no-
engaged.
there's
was
no
like
way.
19.
Yeah, there's
and
no.
he was in high school in the beginning.
I guess. Yeah.
he was a sophomore in high school. That means he
Would've been
wasn't
close.
14.
right.
'Cause he was 19.
Probably 15.
It's
16.
been like 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would have been close.
No,
Who
sophomore.
knows?
Yeah.
I think 3 years ish has passed.
Mhm.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, it's the end of it. Maybe 3.5 years. Yeah, because it's
Hmm.
like the state championship, and it was the first game of the whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Weird.
that was all I had. I think I only get points for the font, but I'm sticking to that. I want those points.
Font points.
Font
Yeah.
points.
You earned those. My number 1 is that Jason Street is dead. Inconclusive.
Yeah, he wasn't around, right?
Didn't hear his name.
So, yeah,
even
inconclusive.
once.
I saw his name. It was written on like the locker room door back in Dillon.
Oh,
That
They
to
showed
me
the locker room.
implied
Wow.
that he was dead. I feel like that was like a tribute.
Yeah, you
really
don't
tribute.
erase that
like
if
in
he's
memoriam. I
It's
think
possible.
he
Josh,
died.
are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna try
You're
to
not
figure
gonna
out.
give me points if
No.
he's not dead.
No, of course not.
God
Yeah.
damn it!
You didn't say dead or gone. You just said dead. You gotta pick your words more carefully.
I didn't say dead or gone because I thought he committed suicide. I'm sure he didn't.
Keep going.
Okay, number 2, Saracen is like going to Notre Dame. He's clearly not that
No.
awesome.
He's going
a
nowhere.
very
He's in
specific
Chicago?
prediction.
He said
Yeah.
he's like maybe he's going to school in Chicago somewhere. Number 3, Riggins is. And I
Yeah.
feel
I
like
mean, he is.
I think you were
Riggins
right.
is.
I feel like he is.
He is.
guys.
Because he is, and he isn't very much beyond that. He just sort of is, right?
Well, yeah, okay. I'll take that.
He's pulling his life together.
I'll take
though.
that
And
point.
I think that's what
Yeah.
what you were talking about.
Yeah. Number 4. I have no idea where I am. Tammy and Eric are getting a divorce, but reconciling, and that was not happening.
No, they looked very together.
Bold predictions.
What's this
though.
guy's name that I'm looking for?
Jason Street.
Street. There he is. He's only in 42 episodes out of 76.
How have you
Yeah.
not like looked this up better?
That's a surprising amount. I would have thought maybe he was in like 5.
I'm pretty sure he and
Jason
Lila
is the starting
have
quarterback
a baby.
of the Dillon Panthers of the promising future till an injury occurs. Adjusting life out of football, finding a niche for himself. In season 3, due to Porter leaving the show, Jason moves to New York City, landing an entry-level position. That's it. He's got an infant son.
An
Yeah,
entry
okay, so
entry
Lila
level
was
position
pregnant.
at a sports agency, Joe. Come on. Finish the sentence.
He lives.
He lives.
Fine, 1 point.
That's
so
really
far.
interesting that the character survives, but they like wrote him off the show.
Well, he was
Yeah.
You'd think they'd follow that character around. That's an interesting.
Or
Or
at
he-
least let him commit
like they,
suicide.
Sure,
Looked like the
you
actor
do him
was
the
leaving.
decency of letting him commit suicide.
Come on. Put his future in his own hands, you know? His existence.
There he is.
there he is.
Okay.
The Jason Street.
Joe?
So yeah, we played a little Friday Night Lights fantasy. I had Lila Garrity, Josh had Coach Taylor, Jimmy had Riggins, and Mark had Smash. Lila and Smash were not in this episode, so they get 0 points.
They just they were never mentioned. Disappeared.
Yeah. For Coach, his scoring plays as he scares a 19-year-old, so I give him a point for that.
Nice.
And then he saves his marriage to move to Philadelphia. I give him a point for that. That's something good in his life. But then I also have that his daughter marries a bozo because his daughter Julie ends up marrying Matt Sorensen, and
He's
he's
just a fumble.
clearly not ready to
negative
get
points.
married. So I give -1 for that. So Coach and therefore Josh ends up with a +1.
Okay. So do I just get that point?
I think you could just have that point.
Cool.
That's fine.
1 point for the whole night.
Riggins, first he's like fixing a car, and I put appears to be sober, so I gave him a point for that.
Ah, nice.
And then I said he gets a slow dance, which I think is worth some points. Gets to get up
with
get
Tyra.
up close and rock back and forth. That's worth a
The
point.
Mockingbird.
You touched a girl. 1 point.
1 point for that. And then I was gonna give him a point for building a house, but then when the camera pulled back, he had just built like half a wall.
Come on.
In
So I
8
give him
months.
half a point for
He's
building half a
pulling it
wall.
together.
You gotta have a point for that piece
Yeah.
of shit.
Yeah.
So Riggins ends up with 2.5 points.
Wow.
Dang.
Plus 2.5 for Jimmy.
I get 5% of that 2.5 points because I drove you to pick Riggins is.
That's true.
We agreed to this at the beginning of the show.
5% is still too much.
What
It's
do
like
you mean? What do you mean?
if you were making $50,000 a year, like you're gonna give me $2,500 a year
No,
if I had helped you out.
if you would help me out to become like successful, $50,000 a year. That's just normal.
You're saying if you already had a ludicrous amount of money, you'd be fine just giving away 5% of it.
If you even to this day right now, Joe, somehow get me to get a ludicrous amount of money,
Mhm.
you get 5% of the income that I make.
Okay.
What's ludicrous?
150,000 plus.
$150,000 is not a ludicrous amount of money.
It is more than double what I'm.
I'm not saying it's not a generous income, but like maybe like a ludicrous amount of money.
I'm
is
not
like,
living. I don't live in L.A. like or
Sure.
New York.
Sure.
It's where I live. That is a good money.
Yeah.
That is
Sure.
Yeah, but if you're giving up,
Are you
It's-
you're
it's
talking
good
about
money
income,
anywhere, I don't
like
mean to
a
say it.
year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not like 5%. Joe
Not like
still-
a
Joe
lump
can't.
sum.
Joe's not going to quit his job.
yeah, it's still a lot of money to give a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
True.
with working with
For
you, I
basically no
somehow
reason.
like double the income that I make right now.
Mhm.
You mean when this podcast really takes off?
Well, then
Yeah.
I'm not going to split my earn. Then you guys just get your
When we get
earn
that-
of it.
Plus 5%.
When we get that hotel tonight
Yeah.
money,
Yeah. You get your earn plus my 5%, so now I'm making less than everybody on the podcast.
Hey,
seem
he
fair.
said it. He said it here, folks.
Well, I guess it's recorded. I guess I can't take it back.
All right.
Great. Good.
Edit that
Go
out.
me.
all right.
Cool. Well,
Good job.
we did it. Hey everybody, thanks for listening. Hey Mark, thanks for hanging.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, anytime. Most likely. But we'll be back next week for yet another episode of First and Last. But until then, we have 54 other episodes that you could listen to if you're bored.
Yeah, check them
Do
out.
it.
I promise there's one TV show in there that you
The
like.
Frasier one's really good, I know.
Frasierverse. Do you know any other shows in the Frasierverse, Mark?
I mean, Cheers.
Frasier and Wings are all in the Frasierverse.
I
Mhm.
haven't seen Wings.
So sad I missed the Wings episode for so many reasons.
I've seen like an episode of Wings,
Alright.
but not. It didn't have anything to do
Fair
with
enough.
Frasier in that one.
Well, we're gonna end the episode on a question. If anybody else in the audience listening knows any other shows in the Frasierverse, please tweet at us at FNL Podcast and let us know, because we're gonna need a season 4 show in about 23 episodes. All right.
Nice.
See you next week. Bye.
Minnesota forever.
Minnesota.
Minnesota forever.
What are you doing?
That's they did like a Texas forever thing.
Oh, I get it.
Riggins and his brother like Texas forever. Texas forever.